So let's talk about what's going on. Many of you know, or I tell, that I am not back home. I am still on vacation. A lot of you rightfully commented on the videos that have been posted since Monday that why are you posting videos about how you got started on YouTube and MySpace and CNN? Our country is under threat. We are under siege. The most dangerous, maybe since the Dred Scott decision of the Supreme Court, has just taken place. And I think that's a right for criticism, if not for the fact that that video was recorded weeks ago and posted while I was on vacation, while I'm here. And I'm an 8-hour flight away. If I could be anywhere right now, I would be at home in my home studio going through this with you. I'm not. So that's where we are. I'm still in Edinburgh, Scotland, and I will be home late tomorrow night. Let's talk about where we go. Obviously, I was on vacation for the debate. Garrison Hayes handled it expertly. Wonderful coverage of that. I want to thank him for that. I'll do a more fulsome thanks when I get back. But the debate, to say it left a lot to be desired, would be an understatement. It wouldn't have been as bad, though, hadn't it been for the fact that it was followed up by a horrible Supreme Court verdict that ruled that a president acting under official acts is a king, cannot be prosecuted. This obviously is a problem for the fact that it's up to the president to decide what is official and what is unofficial. The arguments that were made, and I've talked about this for months, before the Supreme Court, that if President Trump, if any president decided that his opponents were corrupt, he could dispatch SEAL Team 6 to assassinate it, to kill them for the good of the country. And that is where we are. And instead of having a president that is going to take action and actually do something, we have someone who is acting as a Democrat has for generations, not aggressively. There was no answer for what he will do in the wake of this decision. It has been a little bit milquetoast. A little bit, I'm going to leave it up to the American people. And that's not good enough anymore. We are in crisis, without doubt. Crisis. Here's the last few moments of his speech yesterday.
I know I will respect the limits of the presidential powers I have for 3.5 years. But any president, including Donald Trump, will now be free to ignore the law. I concur with Justice Sotomayor's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent. May God bless you all, and may God help preserve our democracy. Thank you. And may God protect our troops.
Why are you the best Democrat to beat Trump?
Disappointing. It is disappointing. We cannot leave this to the American people when more than half, maybe, because of recent polling is showing in statewide polls, not nationwide polls, which really don't matter at this stage, but there's 125 days right now until the election. It's time for action. It's time to resolve the problems that were just created with the imminent. The country has changed. People always say that you need to vote Democrat so to stop the damage that will be done. The damage is done. The damage is done. We are inextricably a different country today than we were yesterday. When a president can act as they want, with no repercussions, no threat of reprisal. This is what the Republicans want. And now the president has a whole new set of powers that Joe Biden is unwilling to use. That's a problem. We can't just say, if you want things to be better, if you want to stave off the damage of Trump, vote Democrat, because the damage of Trump is here. There's not plenty of time. Again, 125 days. There's reports that donors of Joe Biden are afraid, they're spooked. Some are asking for refunds because they feel they were misled about the condition of Biden and his ability to move forward as a leader. I don't know if I'm there yet, but I certainly think that there's a problem relative to how the leader of the party is going to deal with this threat. Because Donald Trump, a man who did not receive the majority of the vote in the 2016 election, appointed 3 Supreme Court justices who just inextricably changed America and the calculus through which we go through our lives. This is a dangerous moment, not just for the political opponents of Donald Trump. This is a dangerous moment for everyone who cherishes democracy, who enjoys the benefits of living in our constitutional republic. It's especially dangerous for marginalized and oppressed groups historically in the United States, whether that be women, whether they be white or black, whether they be of color, whether they be in a group of privilege. It doesn't matter. Whether it be just minorities generally, racial and ethnic minorities in the country, whether it be religious minorities in the country, whether it be gay and lesbian and transgender Americans. It's an inflection point, to say the least. And it also seems as though maybe Joe Biden is putting us in a situation to lose to Trump. Because if there's an overwhelming call, if there are now credible individuals, people I respect, who are calling for Joe Biden the STEM Messiah. I don't know if I'm there, but it's something to have a conversation about. Again, with the 125 left of the election, 125 days left of the election, this is literally the most important election in the history of the United States of America. There has never been a more consequential election than this one, and it is not business as usual. I'm at a loss for words. For the President of the United States, in the wake of that decision, to come out and have no plan, to announce no action that's going to be taken other than, I'm not going to take full advantage of my new powers that the Supreme Court has offered. That seems to me to be weakness. It's certainly a mistake, because when faced with a moment like this, you answer it. You defend democracy. This is not about Joe Biden. This is far bigger than Joe Biden, than any other candidate who would step forward to try to save America. This is about the country. This is about the future of the country. It's not lost on me that I'm in Scotland right now with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of history in this country, where people left the shores of this country to come to the United States for a better way. And all of that is just, it's fractured before our eyes. And instead of dealing with it like they should, they're dealing with it like the Democratic Party has. Well, we'll just talk about, not even going deep in history, but where we are now. I've complained about the inaction and the slowness to react of Merrick Garland related to the January 6th threat, the domestic terrorists who attempted to end democracy, to overthrow the United States government by way of overturning a free and fair election. That's a problem. And now, Joe Biden wants to treat Republicans as though they are co-custodians of democracy. He wants to continue acting as though, he has said this, Kevin McCarthy is an honest man. Mitch McConnell is an honorable man, none of which is true. They are both absolute scoundrels. They are absolute enemies of democracy. They are enemies of the United States. And that's not in a Trumpian way. If you want to subvert democracy, you are an enemy of democracy. This is not business as usual anymore. They are not co-custodians of the republic. They are attempting to tear it down. They want to put Donald Trump in a position to be able to say, as an official act, that I need to violate the Constitution to stay in power. What would stop him? If he says it's official, he can do it. We need leadership in this moment of crisis from Joe Biden. I complained a lot about the lack of interest in expanding the Supreme Court, which isn't an unconstitutional act. It's written within the rules. The founders set up our system to where Congress organizes the courts. It's in the Constitution. And Joe Biden, up to this point, has been unwilling to do so. As far as I'm concerned, what would stop him? What would be illegal, given his new presidential powers, of jailing Samuel Alito, Clarence Thomas, the most conservative justices who are usurping their duties, who have abdicated the actual role of the Supreme Court, who are not recusing themselves, violating federal law. You jail them, you arrest them, send them to trial, and you appoint replacements. That's if Congress doesn't want to actually expand the court. We need more members of the Supreme Court. We have an enemy to that bribing is legal now, according to the Supreme Court. A president murdering people using the military. Assassination, official act, it's okay. It is a crisis moment for America, and it's not being stood up against. Unfortunately for us, there are a few members of Congress who are ready to, when they get back from break, to file articles of impeachment, to remove Clarence Thomas, to remove Samuel Alito, two individuals who, not even using the expanded powers of the presidency, that to punish them, to get rid of them. They broke federal law by not recusing themselves when they absolutely should have. AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is ready to file, she has stated in a tweet that she will file articles of impeachment. This is what we need to do. Democracy's on the line. It's not a joke. This isn't a hyperbolic clickbait nonsense. This is real shit that will impact every single one of you. Republicans act like they want this now. We don't want a president with this kind of power. We don't want someone who can set themselves up to be a dictator. Do you want an Eric Trump, president number 48, or a Don Jr., president 49, or an Ivanka, president 50, or a Barron Trump, president 51? This is where we are. And the MAGA cult, they're great. They'll love it. We are not in a cult. Joe Biden is not my deity, my demigod. The United States is the country and the concept to which I am loyal. The Constitution of the United States, to which I swore a literal oath to support and defend. That is what drives me. This is bigger than me. This is bigger than the President of the United States, whoever the person is sitting there. This is for the betterment of the continuation, not just the betterment of our nation. As always, I'll be back in 2 days. I'd love to know what you think. Load me up with some emails and some voicemails. I will invariably do a live stream or something when I get home, but I want to hear from you. You can call 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, I welcome your emails daily at Dollemore.com. I do want to know what you think. I know that there's going to be a lot of pushback. I've said some negative things. That's okay. We're all on the same team. We all cherish and love this country and our democracy, and we want to make it better. And it's through conversation that we get that done. So I want to hear from you. I love and appreciate you very much. I'll see you soon when I'm back from Scotland. As always, more important now than ever, be genuine. Take care of one another.